like a Hellcat.
Is 44, Silva the taller man by 3 inches, but it is Cannonier who will have a happy. But Cannonier also talked a lot about his speed. He believes he is going to be the faster man on the feet tonight. We shall see. Cannonier is in black, Anderson Silva is in yellow.
Anderson Silva always starts real slow. He always waits for you to throw what you're going to throw. He makes the reads, and then he starts working after you throw what you're going to throw. Similar to what we saw at Alves earlier. It's a similar style. Like, he just waits. Then he can read the counters, and then he gets to work as the fight moves on. We'll see if Cannonier is going to give him enough fakes and enough different looks to offset it.
Cannonier's right in his face. What he needs to do, one thing he can't do is get over-aggressive, though, because that's when you get countered. He's got to take his time.
Cannonier made his UFC debut as a heavyweight against Sean Jordan, UFC 182, January of 2015. He has worked very hard to clean up his technique and says over the last 5 months he's really sharpened his reactions to level changes. Doesn't figure to get too many of those from Silva, but you never know.
He's talking about as he evolves his game. One of the things that he was doing was waiting when he was trying to defend takedowns. And now he thinks that he's really gotten it to a point now where he feels he can go in there with a great wrestler and be able to defend and fend them off and make them stand and fight him where he wants them to fight him.
He also said this week he did expect a deliberate pace in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process, and that certainly dovetails with what we have seen here through 90 seconds. Nice leg kick from Cannonier, buckles Silva briefly.
He's landed a few of those already. Inside, outside. Cannonier's doing a good job of just taking his time. Not overextending himself, staying in great position as he's approaching Anderson.
Silva lands to the body. Anytime he even throws, this crowd's going to go bananas. Under 3 minutes here, round one.
This is where you want to let go on Anderson. When you start to put him against the fence, you want to let the hands fly. But you still got to be you also got to be very careful. I love the approach of Cannonier, how patient he is, how he's mixing up his technique. He can't bite on the feints of Anderson Silva.
So far, the problem for Cannonier is he's just staring in the mirror. He's not faking. If you don't fake Anderson Silva, he gets the timing to counter. You have to give him different looks. You have to fake like you're going to throw so he doesn't know when you're coming or going.
Yes.
And right now, Cannonier is not doing that. He's staring right at him, and this is the game Anderson Silva wants you to play with him.
Watching the head, too. You cannot watch the head. You got to be watching the chest. You can't be looking at Anderson's head. It's dipping, dodging, and moving.
Got him there. Got him twice. Right, 3 times, 3 in a row.
Nice slicing elbow from Silva out of the clinch.
And this is where Silva's done a lot of work to people in his clinch.
Oh, Cannonier is so powerful.
Yeah, he showed his power there,
yeah,
didn't
it's
he,
hard.
DC?
He's punching out of that tie clinch. And I mean, you've seen Anderson lock guys in there and just really hold them in. Cannonier punches his way out of that thing.
Cannonier orthodox right now. He'll switch his stances frequently.
That's a good body kick. That's coming up and under. It doesn't take many of them to start to slow you down.
Silva hasn't thrown a whole lot through 4 minutes, but when he has landed.
Good head movement by Jared.
He's landing on Silva for sure. Cannonier would do well to just keep going to the body of Anderson Silva. The more you dig to the head of Silva, the counters are there. Counters are harder to react to if you go to the body.
Jared's just a much better fighter today. Even since he fought David Branch, just the patience that he's showing. He's got to be careful here, though. Doesn't want to be trapped.
Total strikes 3-1 for Cannonier. Okay, that hurt Silva, and immediately Herb Dean stops the fight. Silva thought about fighting back for a second, but a right knee injury for Anderson Silva, courtesy of the Cannonier kick, puts an end to this fight, and you just hate seeing that. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's not fun seeing anyone get injured.
He landed that inside leg kick over and over again. You know, it's unfortunate that someone gets hurt, but Jared Cannonier came in here with a game plan to land that kick, and he landed it over and over again.
All right, let's take a look back at it. This fight replay is brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
I mean, that's a good inside leg kick. You don't know the extent of the injury, but you see Cannonier throw his hip all the way into the kick, and it lands at the knee, right? Like, right at the knee is where that kick landed. That's one of the most painful kicks you can take in all of fighting, when someone kicks you right at the knee. You got to try to check that a little bit so that a guy doesn't, but that was a big kick by Jared Cannonier, and that was honestly about number 10 of those exact same kicks, so he might have blew out his knee. Yeah,
well, we've seen that happen to Carlos Condit exactly like that with Tyron Woodley, except it was on the outside of the leg. We saw Cain Velasquez fall funny and hurt his knee. We've seen this happen, and when fighters react to a leg strike like that, it's usually because something tore. If it's just muscle damage, if it's a bruise or a bone bruise, you don't react that way.
I mean, you look at Anderson on the mat over here, Dom. Yeah. He looks like he's screaming and wincing in pain right now at his knee.
Yeah, and that's bad. That's serious business. It's usually, I don't want to say what it is because we don't know, but generally with that kind of pain, it's pretty bad generally. So we hope the best for him.
Yeah, Silva writhing in pain. Of course, not the first time we have seen him injure himself severely inside the octagon, and not at all what he was looking for here tonight. The official decision brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile. Get knockout coverage on a network that rivals the big guys for way less. All right, with the decision now, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 47 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier.